Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. We've got some math rock, as you can hear. Last year we checked out quite a bit of math rock on the channel. I enjoyed it very, very much. I like this music a lot, and I find this music quite impressive as well. Not only sounds good and it's technical and it's got a good sound, but it's impressive to me because these guys usually great guitarists, doing all the tapping, sweeping, all these, kind of great techniques on the guitar. And as a guitarist, you just find that impressive on top of the music being cool to listen to. But I like this stuff particularly because it's not super heavy, but it's still got a lot of technical and mathiness going on in it. So if you want to listen to something that's still got a lot going on and a lot of different changes and time signatures and all that oddness about it, but you don't want kind of mathcore or grindcore or something really blazing loud, maybe it's in the evening or something like that, I think this music's just great. It's got a great sound and it's still got that nice technicalness for you to kind of put your mind to as well. Very, very cool. So we got 3 bands to check out today. Let's check out this first band. This is Big In Sheboygan. The track is called In Rat Park. It's an official music video, so let's see what it's about. We got the Honey Monster. Nice. Really nice bass tone in this mix. I'm not sure I'd pick him up.
What? He's done. He'll make his way back. I enjoyed that a lot. Very, very nice. Great sound. Everyone was going off in this band all the way through.
Not just the guitars doing lots of cool stuff, but the bass was doing cool stuff as well and had a great tone. You could hear it separately to the guitars, which you generally can in this music anyway, you know, because the guitars haven't got tons of distortion and aren't taking up 90% of the mix with the big fat distorted tone. There's lots of other room for the bass and all the rest of things in this music, and as well because it's generally instrumental, so we haven't got a vocal as well taking up that space. So, you know, with a kind of stripped back guitar tone, there's still a lot of room for a nice chunky bass tone in these mixes, and these guys had that. They filled it out nicely. What these guys did as well is they had really loud drums and great drumming. So that all three, I think there's 3 members in this band, maybe 4 members in this band by the looks of things, because there were 2 layers of guitar going on, but I wasn't sure if that was just layered up in the mix. So yeah, 2 layers of guitar, a real nice big bass tone, but also the drums very prominent in the mix as much as everything else, probably a little bit more actually, probably the loudest thing in the mix. But because of that, it fills out the sound, you know. You've pushed everyone up into prominence, so everyone's right there in your ears and you can really catch your ear on everyone, so no one's a bit drowned out or pushed back in the mix. Everyone's right up in your face, and I think that works for this kind of music because you want to hear all the instruments, you want to hear what everyone's doing. Every member in these bands usually is a high-level musician showing off, you know, doing their thing. This is a bit like Tech Death in that way, that these type of bands generally, they're not only trying to create this kind of music, they're doing it to kind of almost show off and push themselves, because it's high-level music, you know, and high-level musicians need to challenge themselves with whatever music is they're creating. So they kind of gravitate to these type of technical, difficult types of music because this is the type of stuff that pushes their ability. Very, very cool. Now, we're all over the world today. That first band was from London, UK. These guys live in London, UK, apparently, but they're Nepalese. And then the last band's American, so we're all over the world. This is Haami. The track is called Reflection, so let's check these guys out. No, I'm surprised. These tracks aren't super wide on the stereo, which I would have thought they would be in this kind of music. I must admit, I've never mixed anything like this. So maybe that's part of this sound, is not being super wide, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's letting the reverb do all the width. Because it still sounds wide, you know, because of the reverb on the guitars and stuff like that. Still gives it a spatial sound in the mix. Nice drumming again. A lot of these bands, math rock bands, are instrumental, which which I don't mind that at all, but I do think using some vocal samples or something like that, just to bring some type of vocal into the mix still, is a nice way to just add another sound to the mix. You know, your vocal doesn't have to be singing or a typical vocal, it can just be atmospheric vocal sounds, using your throat to create almost like you would with a synth, but with vocals. With some atmospheric samples or something like that. These guys are obviously listening to what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. Brings in another layer of sound, another depth to the mix. It just sounds great as well. Great job. I really enjoyed that a lot. That was great. And they kind of did the things that I was talking about just as I was saying them. Bringing in some atmospheric stuff, atmospheric vocal to this kind of mix when you've had a nice dose of the instrumental to begin out with, I think is a really cool and good idea to compose this kind of music. And if I was making this kind of music, that would be what I would be doing it as well. But I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough on the guitar or the drums or anything else to be able to create this kind of music. But I'd love to be able to. But yeah, I think it's just a nice another layer of sound to bring into the mix when you use some atmospheric reverby vocal in this kind of music, especially when you've already had a few minutes of instrumental stuff. It doesn't have to have vocal all the way through it, but I just think adding some vocal, whether it be with a sample, which they did nicely, which brings in an atmosphere and stuff like that, or just with a kind of backgroundy type vocal type stuff, with a lot of reverb and delay and all that stuff on it, so it sits it in the mix and gives it a nice tail and all of that stuff. Just brings another atmospheric layer of sound to this type of music, and I don't think you can have too many atmospheric layers of sound in this kind of music, you know. I think it's just pile it on as much as you can. So yeah, I thought these guys were great, and kind of on top of what we heard from the first band was a bit more vocal. I think that just sounded great. Lovely job. We're going to finish off with this last band. This is Champagne Coloured Cars. Their track is called Fever Dreams Season 3. So let's finish off with these guys.
Today we say goodbye.
You know you're good on guitar when you can do tapping without having to look at the fretboard. Cool. Yeah, they're all going off in this band. Plastic. But again, let's have a look at the stereo. Pretty thin. So maybe that is oh no, it's gone a bit wider now. I was wondering if that was one of the kind of things about this type of music, but it seems not. This one is nice and wide. Yeah, this one's got a great energy to it. Yeah, is that a bit of a shorter one? Oh yeah, I didn't notice. Just 2:16 on that one. And you do tend to get longer tracks with this kind of music. You know, 4 or 5 minutes is kind of what you expect out of a math rock track. So yeah, that kind of went a bit quick. Could have done with another verse and chorus on it because that had a nice energy in it. Everyone was going off in the band, tapping away. Drummer's working his kit. Even though he's got a small kit, he was really working it out, working the ride to get all the different sounds and tones that you can get out of a ride. Very, very nice, and really mixing it up hard. So yeah, these guys had a lot of tumbling and chaotic energy in the music. Very, very nice. And I think what we've done nicely today is really explore what vocal can do in this kind of music. Because the first band were instrumental, no vocal whatsoever. The second band were kind of semi-instrumental. Most of the track was instrumental. Then to the later half, we had some vocal, but more atmospheric vocal. And then in this last band, we've had full vocal all the way through. So we've got the flavour of what it can be like with all those different stages of how much vocal you can bring into your music in this kind of math rocky stuff. So yeah, usually all the focus is on the guitars in this kind of music, guitars and drums, I guess. But yeah, the bass can bring in a really nice tone as well as doing its own thing with the tapping and all the rest of it to really fill out the mix nicely, but with a little bit of vocal as well. Not a prominent normal lead vocal necessarily, but just an atmospheric vocal to bring in some vocal tones and depth to the mix. Can really make a nice difference to this kind of sound as well. I think it works all the different ways that we've listened to it today, whether it be instrumental with more atmospheric vocals or with more of a kind of lead vocal that you would expect. It works out all the ways. So there you go. Just shows you can listen to it in all those 3 different ways and a mixture between the 2. Very, very cool. I've enjoyed all the bands today. I like this math rock sound. I like its energy. And as I've said before, as a guitarist, it's just impressive to listen to because you know it's damn hard to play. And you know, composing it is damn hard as well, so fair play for that. Hope you've enjoyed the show, guys. That's going to be it for today. Give us a like and all that garbage if you want to do that. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.